It was the summer of 2007 when it all began, back in the quiet rural town of Willow Creek, nestled deep in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia. David Harper had married Elena Monroe 4 years earlier in a small chapel not far from the dense, whispering woods that seemed to breathe secrets. Despite their loving marriage, something always felt missing. Elena hadn't been able to conceive. 4 years of longing, failed treatments, herbal remedies, prayers, and nothing. The whispers in the town grew louder. Families started keeping their distance. A woman unable to bear children was seen as cursed in these parts. Even David's own mother, conservative and steeped in mountain superstition, began pressing them to see someone powerful. One evening, an old family friend told them about a wandering sage, a holy man known only as Father Elias, who had been seen helping people with unspeakable problems. They said he didn't take money, only sought to help the suffering. He lives alone, they whispered, in a cabin near the Black Pines. People say he knows more than most should. With nothing left to lose, David, Elena, and David's family ventured into the forest to meet this mysterious man. Father Elias sat motionless by a flickering candle when they arrived, his long white beard brushing his chest, his eyes closed in trance. When they poured out their grief, Eleanor wept. Father Elias said nothing for a long time. Then he slowly opened his eyes, fixing them on her with a calm yet unsettling intensity. "You will have a child," he said, "but there is a condition." Hope surged in their hearts, but he warned, "The moment she conceives, she must leave this home. She must not remain under the same roof as David. The child must grow away from its father's shadow." Bizarre, but they agreed without hesitation. After all, they'd tried everything else. Weeks later, Elena missed her period. Pregnancy confirmed. Joy erupted in both families. The villagers began to whisper again, but this time about miracles. Preparations were made, and Elena was sent to live with her parents in Birch Hollow, a nearby village nestled beneath the shadow of Mount Blackthorn. Months passed. 4, to be exact. Everything was going smoothly until the day hell opened its jaws. That afternoon, David and his father were tending to their fields when something slithered into view. A massive black rattlesnake, its eyes burning, tail still, tongue flicking, as if tasting their fear. Normally, snakes were common in these parts, but this one watched them, unmoving, unblinking. When David tried to scare it off, it lunged. In a panicked blur of motion, he struck it with a spade and killed it. At that exact moment, miles away, Elena screamed. A neighbor rushed into her family home, her face pale. Sorry for the interruption. If you're still watching, please hit that subscribe button below. So, let's continue the video. Something bit her, she gasped. A snake. It was a viper, unlike any seen in Birch Hollow. The panic was immediate. The venom was spreading fast. Her family raced her to a legendary healer, Old Man Rhodes, a retired mountain doctor known for treating snake bites no one else could. He examined her quietly, murmured incantations he claimed his grandmother once used, and reassured them. "She'll be fine," he said. But the moment he loosened the cloth around the wound, Eleanor convulsed. Her eyes rolled back, blood foamed from her mouth, and then nothing. Both Elena and her unborn child died right there on the healer's table. The grief that followed was unspeakable. Elena's body was placed in the river that cuts through Willow Creek, as was tradition when a death is ruled unnatural or cursed. And yet, that was not the end. 6 years passed. David never remarried. His visits to Elena's family became fewer, though he remained close. Her uncle's family lived just down the road, and he would often check in, especially fond of their young daughter, Samantha. She was 6 when things began to change. Samantha would stare at David without blinking. Sometimes she would call him my David, or say things like, "Why did you leave me?" Her parents laughed it off. Children say strange things. But when she turned 13, everything spiraled. It was during a quiet winter evening, with snow falling silently outside, that Samantha stood in the center of Elena's old home and whispered, "My name isn't Samantha. I'm Elena. And that man, he's my husband." She pointed straight at David, her eyes glassy and ancient. Silence fell. "You remember what happened?" her aunt asked, her voice cracking. Samantha nodded slowly. "The baby, the pain, the bite. I was outside, and the serpent came. But it wasn't a serpent. It was her, the one David killed. People say the temperature in the room dropped instantly. The fireplace that had roared moments ago suddenly hissed out. I've come back," she whispered, "to finish what was stolen, to live the life I left behind." Everyone believed then, even the skeptics, even David, because Samantha began speaking of things she could not know. Private things, sacred memories, words only Elena had ever spoken. She clung to David, called him husband, begged to be taken home. The families were terrified. In a private meeting, they agreed on one thing. David would never return to that house. He would avoid Elena's family, and Samantha would be kept away from him. Time, they hoped, would wash away her memories. 2 years passed. Samantha is now 15. She still remembers. She still believes. And at night, she sometimes wakes up, eyes wide open, whispering into the dark, "He's waiting for me." Some say she still dreams of the snake. Some say the curse was never lifted. And some say Eleanor never truly left. Still watching, but not subscribed? A lot of effort goes into making these videos. When you subscribe and share, it keeps me motivated to create more. So please, make sure to subscribe.